Woosah, 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 woosah. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Let's take that one more time. Make it nice and smooth. Woosah, 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 woosah. Did you hear the wind in there? I heard some wind. Hola, hola, ladies and gentlemen. It is Woosah Wednesday. It is January 24th, 2024. And I'm doing Woosah Wednesday in the dark today. We usually do it at 9:30 in the morning, but today our topic is self-care. And so today I was doing a lot of self-care, so I had to push it to 7 o'clock. And so here we are. I'm Minister SCG 13, and I Minister Ready. She's in the chat room, so if you want to hang out with us and chat with her. And I'm Minister Ready. If you want me to tag you in, you want me to pull you in on this, then I will go ahead and bring you in. Woosah Wednesday is a space where we come for release and we introduce you to our different Infinite ministers. An Infinite minister is a person that attracts wealth infinitely because they live in their passion. Now, this wealth and abundance, what is that? That is all based upon the individual and what it is to them. But we know what it is when we feel it, and then you see it. You know an infinite. When you feel one, you know that it's an infinite. So we have different ministers that come and share information on their practice and what it is that they do and what their infinite path. So tonight we're talking about self-care, and it came to me, right? Y'all know what time it is. It's 2024. The world is going like nuts. So, hold on. Let me get her in here real quick. Woosah, 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 woosah. I'm practicing being able to do like two things at once. So I'm getting her number in here. I'm not really good at that though. So y'all gonna have to wait a second. Give me a second. I kind of like the night feeling, the night vibe. Okay, here we go. You guys, I'm gonna call Minister Ready from Ready Healing and Ready Ministries, but I can't tell y'all her number because she don't want me to tell y'all her number, so I'm not gonna give you her phone number. Here we go. She coming. Greetings. Hola. Welcome. I'm Minister Ready. Shakira.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás?
Estoy bien. Estoy muy bien. Man, I was thinking. ¿Cómo? ¿Dijiste algo? Porque no te oí.
I got background noise. I'm going to mute my phone, mommy.
Okay.
If I'm still at work, I'm about to get up out of here.
Okay, no problem. All right. So she's going to be joining us full in effect after a little bit. But we're talking about energy, self-healing, energetic self-care. is what we're really talking about. I know that I gotta change the title on that, but it's energetic self-care. And it comes from the times that we're in right now. We're in spiritual war. It's like full on. This is why so many people are experiencing so much chaos, and there's anything that you can imagine that's chaotic, that's happening in the world right now. There's also a great deal of rebirth that is happening, and that is happening as well. But there is, with this awakening and this golden age, this Aquarian age, there is still a whole energy force that doesn't want this to exist, doesn't want this to happen. They're trying to take advantage of this time as well, but to expand where they are. The world that they've created. And I'm talking about the Matrix, right? So the Matrix is going to exist. It's going to exist. But you don't have to exist in it. That's your choice. And now is the time to make that decision. And because of the great awakening and what has been happening, the powers that were, they've been sending shots of poison to people for like ever. The things that you see in the sky, it's a lot of stuff that they've been doing. This energy that you can't see is very harmful. Digital pollution is not a joke, and it's messing with your mental state of being. And people think that it's a lot of things, because when beings are under attack, and I don't even have to explain to you the kind of attack that we're under, because we're in it now and you're experiencing it. And so in this attack, if they're able to keep a person away from themselves, to keep a person away from their mind, to keep a person away from their actual reality, their real reality, then, they're winning. And that's how they win in this game. That's how they think that they're winning this game. They're not going to win this game. Yes, they are going to get a lot of people. But look, we're eternal beings. So like, really, who is really scared about, or who has really thought? I'm not even going to ask that question, because I know that many people have thought about the end of the world being over. Oh my gosh. It's like the world is over every day. Every day the world ends for somebody, and every day somebody comes into it. A lot of somebodies come back. And this earth plane that we're experiencing here right now, this is where you come to study. This is where you come to do the work. It's funny, because I hear people talking about peace on earth and, goodwill to men, and all of those things are possible. All of those things are possible, but it just depends on the world that you live in. Cada cabeza es un mundo. Every head is a world. So if in your world, if in your head, if in your mind, you have peace, then your world has peace. If in your mind, if in your head, if in your world, you got chaos, then that's what it is. Well, I'm sorry. I meant to say in your mind, you got chaos, and that's what it is in the world as well. So these are things that, this is the first time, I'm going to say in this century, let's say 100 years, because the information has always been existing, but this information has been known as a cult and all of these different things. But so we'll say this is the first time, and I'm just going to say for a century, in 100 years, that the world, is a century 100 years? That's 100 years, right? That's a decade. Decade is 10. That's 10 years. Yeah, I think it's a century, 100 years. Yeah, I think I'm right. Okay. Anyway, so for a long time, it hasn't been revealed that the solution to all of the problems in the world lies within the self, the individual. That is the solution to every sickness, every problem, everything. But it's going to take a minute for people to recognize that truth. And right now, those that are getting this information, those infinionaires, others that are in the same energy but may call it something different, are living, infinite beings are living in this truth, in this reality. And our example of it is going to continue on, and it's going to go on and on until this vessel is, no more. When the meat suit is gone, the work that we're doing today is still going to exist and is going to continue, and it's still going to be part of what we're doing on the planet of, this transformation that's happening in the world. Do you really think that this transformation is going to take a day, 2, a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5, 10, 15, 20, 100? If we want to sit there and talk about time, but y'all already know how I feel about time. So it's a matter of what you're experiencing in your world, in your reality. So when it comes to your self-care, we know that there's self-care, and we talk about meditation, we talk about being out in nature, we talk about, doing all of these different things that are going to be really beneficial for your mind and your body and different things like that. And we talk about the spiritual power that lies in this kind of healing and searching for, Mother Earth, and planting your feet and doing all, and, going to the ocean, doing all of these magnificent things that are there for your aid and for your healing. Back in the day, I don't know, maybe 100 years ago, that would have been enough. That would have been good. You'd have been straight. You'd have been straight. Straight. Now, See, they added a whole bunch of stuff to the mix because they know that we're infinite beings. They know that infiniteers have arrived, and they're very afraid of that, because once an infiniteer remembers who they are, they will never forget. They will never forget. There's nothing that you could do to them. You can take their body. You can't take their soul. And guess what? They just come back. Because see, infinite beings, infiniteers, especially at this level, recognize that this meat suit is what it is. We came here to do a lesson, fulfill a purpose, recognize and remember who we are, and do our work until it's done. So if somebody comes and tries to take that away, they could take away the body, but could they really take you away? No, they cannot. They took away Jesus's body. Is Jesus gone? Nope. Very much present. Is Buddha gone? Nope. Very much present. Is Michael Jackson gone? Hell no. He's still here. He always here. I love me some Michael. Ache, and respect to Michael Jackson and to Archangel Michael, who continuously protects me. Ache. Gracias por tu protección. Orgone technology is something that I've been studying for a very, very long time, even before I incarnated in this meat suit. This technology exists on the planet already. It's an orgasmic energy that exists. If you go above the earth, there is a blue layer. It's called an orgone layer. And this orgone layer was discovered by Minister Wilhelm Reich. Minister Wilhelm Reich started creating accumulator boxes. He was getting ridiculed and talked about because what he was creating was sexual energy. He was able to encapsulate this orgasmic orgone energy and help people with it, save lives with it. And it didn't look like the orgone-energy-batteries or some of the orgonite and different things that you see today. It was a box. And you went into this box and you got some healing, and it made people very happy. And they didn't want that. FDA wasn't feeling that. So they did what they had to do. And it's really interesting because it's like these powers that were, man, it's so like in the flesh, and so that, I'm going to kill somebody. I'm going to take them out. And it's like, it's just so dumb because it's like, you can't. And that's why I called him Minister Wilhelm Reich. That is my ancestor. He got his information by my other ancestors from ancient Egypt. When you recognize the I am and that we are all one, then there is no separation. That separation was created for confusion, and it did a really, really good job. But the necessary separation just comes from your individualness anyway. There's nobody like you. Nobody. Not a one. Not a single one, not even your twin. So when you recognize that power in yourself, it wakens up a whole new world. And this is what they've been afraid of. And this is the kind of technology that is necessary for the work that has been being done. And because this is a public podcast that we decided to do on this night, and other platforms are receiving this information, y'all already know. Those that know me, y'all already know how I get down. If y'all want to know the formula, you want to know what it is, we are conducting workshops in the spring, courtesy of Infinity Air Ministries. We're going to be at Master Vibration 13. The people that are part of mastervibration13.com will be able to come and learn how to create these things. These are things, this technology is not really spoken about a whole lot. And if y'all come to mastervibration13.com, you'll see what I'm talking about. And so I'm not going to start spitting out the formula and telling you, oh, do this or do that. Been there, done that, done it. Come to mastervibration13.com. You're going to find that information very specifically. Everyone that we have come across throughout the last 13 years, we have been sharing this information. This information is very much, they did a really good job of making sure that, like, you go to Etsy, you go to Amazon, and you look up this technology, you're going to find devices that were created by either some kind of machinery, some kind of assembly line thing, very impersonal energy. And they're doing it to kind of cover, say that it is out there, but they've already taken out this information. And the people that are doing this information on social media, your accounts are flagged. Your accounts are stopped. Your accounts, and it doesn't matter what you say. On Instagram, all I was doing was posting photos. I wasn't getting into the science and the technology of this because I already know what it is. I chat to Minister Wilhelm Wright. So this is not about trying to tell a whole bunch of people. In this era, in this time where we're living in now, it is about yourself. Because check out what else is happening in the world. And I know if you've witnessed it, you've been experiencing this. People that are experiencing desperation are going to the light. They're going to those beings in their community that are enlightened, that are highly spiritual, that have a word, that have a say, that can read a card, that can give a message. They're doing that. They're absolutely doing that. Everybody is looking for that light, and they're looking for that place of healing and for that God, and for, because, that it's Jesus' time. I'm telling you, the hologram is going to be here soon. Y'all going to see the great comeback. But the great comeback of that one, of the hologram Jesus, is going to tell you got to give up your signature, something. You got to give up your blood, something. Oh, yeah. No, they have great plans for the weak-minded. They have great plans for the people that they have already programmed. Because you see, it's all a movie. And people are used to the movies. And they're used to seeing, like, people are Netflix down. Like, everything that comes out on Netflix, those of you that are aware of the information and what's going on, you can dissect all of that information for every layer of every entertainment thing that they have out there. You could read all right through it and what they're doing and what's being done. The programming continues, and it's on more than ever. You have people that are constantly on their cell phones now receiving this information. So what do you think is, like, you look at your phone and it tells you how many, I don't know if this is just an iPhone, but it'll tell you what your screen time is. Your percentage of screen time, how much it was last week, how much was this week. And so it gives you all that information. And mind you, this goes back to the whole pattern of they have to let you know what's going on before they do it. So while you are on this screen, on this computer, there's terms of service, all of that. Everything is telling you what's happening. If you took the time to read the fine print and read everything that is being told, you're going to find that this technology that you're using every single day, all day, every day, is damaging to your cells in your body and your brain, everything. 100% damaging. But guess what they did? They also created a situation in 2020, or was it 21? I think it was 2020. I'm not even going to say that word. Y'all already know what the C word is, and I ain't talking about the Crips. So when they used that, when they came out with that, what happened was they already knew. They know what time it is, and they knew what was happening with this electromagnetic frequency. They know what is happening with digital pollution. They recognize that what they're doing to the planet is making everybody be like we're inside of a microwave. How are you going to protect yourself from that? Through my journey, I've had so many people that were like, that, and if you're a true spiritual being, you don't need anything. You don't need anything physical because, you got to test your faith. And goodness gracious. It really all depends on where you are in your mind and what you believe. But, there's a story where this guy, and I know I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to put that on myself that I'm going to jack up the story. I'm going to tell you the story. It's going to make sense and y'all going to get it. Okay, so this guy was asking for a prayer. He prayed to God for something, right? And then he was in a hurricane, and he needed a boat. He needed to be rescued, and then God sent a boat. He didn't want to get on the boat. Oh gosh. Okay, I can't tell the story good, but basically what it is that you're going to get what you're going to get, but if you don't see it, when you ask for it, it's already given. Now your job is to find it because it's already given. The Most High, Dios, Allah, the Creator, Mama, Papa, Dios. When you ask for anything, it is given. But I'm not talking about asking because you put it on a vision board, asking because this is what you told everybody, asking because you've just been talking about it for so long. You feel it. You feel what it is that you want. You know that when you ask for it, you know that, and so it is. Abracadabra. Ache. It's there. Your job? Celebrate, give thanks, be grateful, in that knowing that what you asked for has been received. So I would say that's the more conscious way of creating your reality. But the unconscious way of creating reality is what's going on in your subconscious mind, the fears, the doubts, all of these things that are ripping and running in your subconscious mind is being created. It is absolutely 100% being created in your physical experience. All you got to do is look at your life. Look at your life. And you're going to find that what I'm saying is so. And so in order for you to be able to transform that, you have to be able to have access to your mind. And what's happening is that, see, these things that this electromagnetic, this digital pollution, it's causing blockages in your pineal, is in all of your chakra system. But if you can't get to your mind, you're done. If you can't get to your mind, you're done. If you cannot see what is happening outside of you and recognize that you are the common denominator of those occurrences, and that if whatever's out there, you don't like it, you got to fix it within yourself, it's not going to be good. Because there's always going to be the constant reason and blame for why it's not right. And in your world, it is you, and it is always you. So to fix your world, you got to fix you. And right now, with the amount of pressure and damage and technological debris that is on this planet, you need physical solutions. You need tools so that it could rectify the damage that is being done. Look up scalar technology. This technology is a multi-dimensional energy that moves faster than the speed of light. The movie Superman, he was in that crystal cave. So yeah, crystals crystals and all of the wonderful things, the metals, all of that is wonderful on the planet to use that. But yeah, the next level is the migration of those things. The alchemy, bringing the crystals and the metals and your intention and your body and who you are into the mix. That's what takes it to that outstanding level. And it can only be done by soul beings. A machine can't do it. A person that doesn't have the proper mind can't do it. It has to be done by the right individuals. What happens when the wrong individual does it? Well, the energy is just basically being used up on aiding that individual. So it dulls the effects of the energy working outside. Like if you wanted to use it for your neighborhood or, for whatever, you're using this energy. And if you're not in your alignment, you're not in a place of harmony yourself, that technology is going to be constantly working on helping you. It is a kind of technology that it is for beneficial energy, and it transforms non-beneficial energy. So if you have a lot of non-beneficial energy, then it's going to use all of its might to constantly transform that energy. And it may seem like, oh, your piece is not working, or it's really, really dull. The wonderful thing about this work and using these kind of energetic tools is that you can feel it. So there is you don't need somebody to testify. You don't need to, for the label to say every specific thing or to tell you what you're going to feel and all of these different things. No, there's a formula. You do the formula and you feel it. And if it's not right, then you add a little this, take a little bit of that, do whatever you're inspired to do. And that's going to give you the right formula. You got to trust that. And that's what we do here at Master Vibration 13, is we help people learn how to trust themselves. Because what's happening in the world right now, you can't trust anybody else. Look, you can't trust nobody with your health, with your mind. You cannot. You have to trust yourself. And in trusting yourself, then that's going to give you the tools and help you find the right people to trust. Oh, they're reminding me that I didn't finish my little story about the story that I jacked up. But my point was in that your spiritual nature and your connection to the Most High alone is not going to protect you from the physical damage that is happening to your body and to your cellular system through what is happening, how the planet is being poisoned. So I just wanted to make sure and say that people that are spiritual and connected to the Most High, they're going to find all of the tools that they need for their protection. And sometimes that tool is a weapon, right? And I mean, so we're talking about energetic kind of weapons, but there's other weapons that are used that are necessary in wherever you are in your world. And people have to, well, they don't have to do anything, but it would make so much good for an individual if they were to recognize that we are both, that we are that low, ugly, dirty, nasty, evil energy, and we are also the highest of the highest Lord Jesus's angels vibration that you could imagine. We are all of it. We're all of it. And so it's just a matter of being able to work with the energy that's within you. And you're the master of that. You're the one who decides. You're the one who says. I want to share a story about, this is just part of the deception that is happening in the world. So, Master Vibration 13 is on tour, and it's a self-healing tour. And anyone, by the way, anyone who's listening who has ever experienced any benefit from what it is that we offer here, we are accepting donations. You can send your donation to $SEG, 13, LOVE, love, SEG13 love on Cash App. And you are able to, if you're needing a receipt for your donation, that will be made available to you as well. So during, planning and organizing, I see on Instagram this thing, Oceanside, and Oceanside is one of the areas that we're touching on this tour. And so they had Oceanside for $199, 5 days, 4 nights. So I was like, that's cool. And it kept coming up. And it was one of those things where your first instinct is no. The first instinct is too good to be true, right? And so because, right now, you for a nice room, for a very comfortable room, you're paying minimum $150 a night. If you're smart and you're able to, work it, you might get it for $100, right? So I started looking and I'm seeing that it said Wyndham. It said, it had all of these names that were like, okay, that they wouldn't, I've been at a Wyndham resort before, so I know that they wouldn't, just do a false advertisement like this. And then, so I went ahead and did not listen to my higher self. And I was like, all right, I want to try it. $200. I know, the bank will protect me, whatever, if it's not right. And so I read their little things when availability, all of that. And, you could book it at your, you couldn't book it right then when I was doing it. I had to wait until I paid and then book the date. That's the first thing. Because usually when you're on any of the other ones, Priceline, whatever, you book all your dates and everything first, then you pay. So that was the first ding that I should have paid attention to. So, but I trusted the resort, so I was like, it's not going to be a problem. They got the phone number, all of that. So once I did that, I needed it for February, but I called and I tried to book it. They had nothing available. I tried to book in March. Nothing available. I tried to book for April. Nothing available. There was nothing available. And I was like, hold up. Okay, so I'll just call. So the next day I called. And so the number that I got was this company called Monsters Reservations. That was another hint right there. Monsters Reservation. Okay. But anyway, right. Hindsight is 2020. And so I called them and I told them what the situation was. And they basically took no accountability. They were saying, oh, it's in that's not available. They were trying to give me a date, and everything that they offered, they were offering, I had to pay more. And I said, check this out. I just need to book a space for what I already paid and what y'all promised. And he started going around and around. And, it just basically got to the point that, I was really frustrated. But when you're frustrated, you can't, you gotta know what ring you're in. You know what I'm saying? And you can't just lose your mind and be like, I'm mad and you shouldn't do this. I had to calm down a little, but still aggressive, and let him know what has occurred and what, I'm not happy with the situation. Is there a manager that I can talk to? No, I'm the manager. I'm the highest. Okay. And your name? Got his name. And so who is it that you report to? Oh, that person's name gave me a first name, but I don't know my last name, my manager's last name. And I'm like, so you don't know your manager's, you got this job, but you don't know your manager's last name. Okay. All right. And so it was just really interesting, because he was giving me all this information to the point where I kind of blew up a little bit, but in a nice way. And I was just telling him, because then he tried to book me to a trip to Mexico for another $500. I was like, ooh, because he's like, okay. I can get you in something, how about, Cabo San Lucas, throw that in there for, another $199. And so I'm feeling already that this person is just really, because he's already told me there's no way I can get my money back. I can't get my money back. So at this point, we were just trying to work it out and see what we could figure out. And there was no figuring out, because his solutions was always, for another $499. I was like, you know what? I said, see, what you're doing, this is wrong. It is wrong what you are doing. And if you feel comfortable with coming to work and knowing that you're doing this to people, then that's going to be on you. He got upset because he accused me. He asked me if I was accusing him of selling his soul. And I was like, nah, I ain't accusing you of nothing. You know what you're doing. You know who you're working for. You know what effect this is having on people. Can I just tell you, to keep a long story short, the next day, because I was already ready. I was ready. I was calling the bank. I was calling, I was getting on social media. I was doing Yelp. I was going to call the Wyndham Resorts themselves. I was going to call anybody who was affiliated to that whole situation, because it's all over the internet. I'm sure you guys see it. And here's the thing with situations like that, if a person doesn't have their right mind about them to be able to, move forward in what the procedure is when somebody does you wrong, they're going to lose it. They're going to lose it. You get mad. Once you get mad and you start cussing, they have the right to hang up on you. They don't have to deal with that. So when I hung up on this man, I hung up on him, but I told him, I said, okay, thank you so much. I'm done. I hung up on him. I started going on about my way. And so then he, when I started in my process of moving forward, I already knew what I had to do. I get a call back about 10 minutes later. He calls me back and he's like, oh, yeah, I think that we got disconnected. And I was like, no, we did not get disconnected, Brian. We didn't get disconnected. I hung up because I'm done with you. This is ridiculous. This is against the law, what you guys are doing. And he was like, oh, well, I spoke to my manager, my supervisor, and I didn't say anything because I was like, okay, I'm about to hear this, because all of a sudden he got a supervisor, y'all. He got a supervisor now. So he said, the supervisor is going to reimburse the $240.33. We're reimbursing that into your account right away. Ache, gracias. And it was, and I'm telling this story today because I didn't make any agreements that my refund meant that I was going to talk about it. So I'm still talking about it. So when you see that ad, make sure and be careful, because they're not going to tell you, they're going to try to tell you, oh, we tell you that it's on availability. Yeah, they say that it's on availability, but they don't tell you that the availability could be 7-8 months down the line, maybe never. I mean, it's just ridiculous what people do. And the thing about it is that this gets to your emotion. And see, a person like me, I be wanting to punch somebody in the neck so fast, but I got to calm myself and I got to say, okay, this is what's happening. This is I'm seeing, observing, right? And I know what I have to do. So then I start taking action in what I have to do, and a resolution is made. This is not the first time that I have been able to get refunds and get my money back from people that are doing just horrible things to people that are on limited budgets, that have no money, that, you know what I'm saying, or that believe that they have no money. Let's get that straight. So people are being attacked in their sacral chakra, in their root chakra. Your stability, your money. Look, people don't play about their money. People die over money. Relationships are broken over this so-called money. But see, when you recognize that you are the money, Infinionaire, can't nobody take nothing from you. Let them take it. Take it all. Because guess what? I'm an Infinionaire. I can make anything happen. I can create anything. There's nothing I can't recreate. Matter of fact, when it's taken away or when it doesn't work, it comes out wrong and I got to recreate it. It comes out better. And that's with everything. That's with everything. Especially when you recognize that in life, we're all perfect in our imperfection. So if something, and I learned this through, doing my work with orgone technology. Because yes, it's when you start getting into the art of orgone, it could be very pricey when you start messing up resin and stuff like that. So when I would do something and it wouldn't come out right, it would be imperfect, it would just be extremely frustrating. And so I had to learn to find the benefit in, the imperfection of whatever I created. And so, I'm thinking this is happening just because of my, my things, my tools, my art pieces. I want them to be like this. But no, that I got it wrong so many times for my spiritual healing, so that I could know how to work with myself when something in me is not right. I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to quit myself. I'm going to keep working with myself. I'm going to love on myself. I'm going to be kind to myself and be patient with myself. I'm going to mother myself. And then I'm going to start over. I'm going to do it again. Like, what they're wanting to project onto the people on this planet more than anything is fear. Fear is something that is necessary for our evolution. So it's not a matter of destroying the fear, not looking at fear, neglecting the fear, hiding from it because you're scared. It's about looking at it dead on every single time, looking at the boogeyman. What's bothering you? Where's the cut? What's hurting? Where's this blood coming from? You have to investigate it. You're scared to look because it's ugly. You don't want to look at that. That's scary. But you got to look at it. Especially when you're the only one that could fix it. Trust me. There's always damage. There's always things going on. The things that you can't see will jack you up the most. And people take for granted that, oh, I don't see it. So it's like, I'm going to give you another little story of what happened. So I have dental work, right? I have a bridge. One of the bridges came out. And then I got scared because the other bridge, it's been a long time. And I was like, I did not want to, when you have a bridge, you have to use a certain kind of floss to go under the bridge so that you could floss underneath everything, right? In that gum area. If you do not do that, your gum and your bone, all of that will start to recede and it will start causing damage to you, serious damage. So because it's not visible, it's easy to forget. And my fear was, I don't want to, go down there. The other one was already out, so it was easy to, to clean that. You just take it out and put it back. But with the one that was still intact, I was so scared to lose it, to lift it, that I was like, I'm just going to leave it and I'm going to swoosh really hard or brush really hard, because I wouldn't coconut oil. I wasn't doing the swishing of that anymore because I didn't want to, I was afraid. So I was not doing the things that were beneficial to me because I was scared of what would happen, what I thought would happen or what I knew would happen, but I wasn't even thinking about what I didn't know could happen for ignoring it. And so this is all very, I don't know, what would Michaela call it? She's great with the words of what I'm trying to, there's a grammar word that I'm trying to, it's not symbolical, but I can't think of the word right now. But anyway, what's happening? So my whole, the tooth and obviously now it's more money. Now you got to pay more. Now it's more damage that has been done. Now it's a greater problem. And so things that don't get taken care of, things that don't get looked at, they don't go away. They don't get solved. They don't get helped. They just sit there and they rot. They rot. And so if you notice, these formulas and these things that are happening, like you can apply a formula in your life and you could apply it to everything. And when you recognize what universal law is, all of the laws, you know that there's no way around it. So then you start working with them and you start learning them. And you start learning more of yourself and how you work within these universal laws. Because see, the universal law is nothing like the color of law, the legal system that they put together to. Oh, it's an earthquake happening right now. Ache. I'm good. Ache. Ache. All right. Southern California, that's what happens. This is the space. There might be an aftershock, maybe, but we're good. Okay, I know she's coming in here to check. Ache. Did you feel it? I felt it. Yeah. I felt it. We're good. Okay. Look, y'all, earthquakes ain't no joke. And now I got to tell y'all another story, y'all. This is the story of when my ass decided that I cannot live in California anymore. And this was in 1994. Man, there was the Northridge quake of 1994. And to all my family that's out there, if you're listening, I am well. We are good. I don't know what what the number that was, but we're good. Um, Man, so it was in 1994, and I thought that I was gonna die. I'm from Borinquen, from Puerto Rico, and I was raised in Boston, Mass. Right? No earthquakes or nothing like that over there. So experiencing this earthquake, and it was like a 7.4, I believe it was. Like, it was huge. Like, no, I literally thought I was going to die. I went to my son's room, got him out of the crib, and I wrapped us in a blanket, and I just started praying because I was like, this is it. And I mean, the house was shaking, but the house was, I guess it had rollers. So it was just really swaying really well, and nothing, it didn't crack the foundation or anything. So I was in a good place. But then there were aftershocks that just kept coming and coming, and it was just scary. I mean, I'd never been that scared in my life. My sister and I, we called the unemployment office, and we asked where was the place that we could go that had the lowest unemployment, and they said Atlanta, Georgia. And we was like, Atlanta, Georgia, here we come. And so we went and we moved to Atlanta for a little while. And, then I didn't even last too long in Atlanta at all. Ended up coming back to California. But in Northern California, you don't really experience earthquakes. In Southern California, you do. But things are happening and the world is changing. So people are going to experience whatever it is that they need to experience for their evolution. And you can't be afraid to go. Well, you know what? I ain't going to tell you what to do and what you can't be, but I'm just saying it's going to make life less comfortable if you're always afraid of losing your meat suit. It's going to be very uncomfortable if you're always scared of that. Because right now in this moment, you got this life. So enjoy it. And so I've been on this journey of enjoying every single day as much as I can, not going to tomorrow and not going to the past, and it's I don't know if I told you guys about the new, because I have completely been reborn. This is a whole new energy for me, and I gave her a name. Actually, she told me before when she was coming last year in the swimming pool with my daughter. She told me she was coming. Her name is Boracua. And then on January 2024, she came. She came, and man, this energy that is within me has just completely taken over who I am. And it's a necessary situation for a necessary time. And it is a beautiful and wonderful thing. And I can't even say there is no fear. I'm not going to say there's no fear. I know what to do with that fear. I'm a master transformer. I transform fear and all kinds of energy for a living. It's what I do every day, second by second. It's me. That's where I'm comfortable. So it's not, there is like that earthquake. Heck yeah, that earthquake shook me. But what I'm going to do? Am I going to start screaming? Am I going to get under this table so that then whatever's on top of the table just falls on top of me in the table? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, ay, Dios mío, yo no tengo tiempo para todo eso. I don't have time for all of that. Because no time that I do have, I like to have a good time. I like to do things that make me feel good. And I am discovering so many things that make me feel good. And what it's been is because, okay, I'm on this journey where I've just been, so in love with me. And it's something that I have never experienced before. And it's a feeling that I never thought that I would experience it. I never thought that I would experience it because I never had it. So I didn't know. I didn't even know what it was. I thought I had it, but then it was like, oh no, that wasn't it. That wasn't it. This is it. This is it here right now. What this feels like right now. This is what is it. And this that I'm feeling now got me excited. It got me excited to, man, what are we going to do next? Every day I rise and I look at myself and I do this little ritual of looking at myself deeply into my eyes at myself, and I give myself love. I love myself, and I tell myself how wonderful myself is for doing all this work that you always do. And you do it so well that it don't even feel like work. It's just your life. It's what you do. And I love you so much for it. You are such a great inspiration to yourself. It made me think about Snoop Dogg when he said he accepted an award. And he said, I like to give thanks to myself. And I love that. I thought that was beautiful and wonderful. And, of course, people looked at, oh, Mira, conceited, stuck up. Look, he think it's a fine line between conceit and, self-honor. And I'll say that it's a fine line in the outside perspective of it. Right. But when people recognize what it is what it is. If a person is mad at me for being confident for who I am and what I am, then that's not my problem. It is not my problem. And there is nothing that I can do about how someone feels about me. I can only do something about how I feel about me. And I've been talking this lesson, and I've been sharing this, and I've been, sharing because I don't want to say teach. I'm not nobody's teacher. I'm my own teacher. But I've been sharing the things that I've been learning. And I thought that I knew. I thought that I knew what I didn't know. But I didn't know it until I knew it. Now I know it. And now I know that I didn't know it. Feels good to know it. And it's something that, it just comes with practice. It comes with Woosah. And doing this Woosah as a practice for your life. I'll tell you something else. Because people get upset when you're doing something and they're not doing it. And then you say, well, maybe try doing this. They don't like it, and then they get mad at you for telling them, and then they say you think you all of that because you meditate. That's when it comes out. People get mad, and then they tell you, things that, that they think about you, that they get mad about you about, and that very thing keeps them from their own healing because their anger towards whatever it is that you're doing keeps them away from themselves, because them seeing you reminds them of what they're not doing, and it reminds them of what they are as well, because you're a mirror to them just like they are a mirror to you. But you just, depending on what side of the spectrum you're in, you're going to experience a different effect. If you're from the side of recognizing that you are accountable for your life and everything that comes into your experiences because of you, then it's not going to upset you so much when this person is bothered by your meditation or your spiritual practice or whatever it is that you're doing. Right? Now, the person that is not in their, that they're kind of having struggles, that affects them in a low, non-beneficial way, because they're just angry and they're mad, and so they'll never do it, because now meditation, I guess, has your name on it, and they can't do it because now it'll remind them of you and they don't like you. So it's just circles and circles of dysfunction in the mind. Things that we think about, things that we believe. And this is why we've been saying for the longest time, you got to forget everything that you knew, everything that you learned from out there. You got to forget it. You got to focus and lean on what it is that you know. Forget what you believe. Focus on what you know. And if the only thing that you know is that you have an existence and you have the skin and this flesh and you are in this moment right now, that's the only thing that you know for sure, then lean on that and be still. And count on yourself that you know to give you the guidance and to give you the answers that you need so that you can progress and move forward. But here's another thing. You need to be patient. Patience is a huge part of this, because if you know that when you ask, it is given, then you're not going to lose your mind or panic because it ain't here a second after you did this. People are used to Amazon Prime coming the next day, all of that. Everything is fast. And that's what people are used to. And saying that they don't even have patience for their own spirituality. They don't even have patience for their own selves to evolve. And it's crazy to me. I was definitely in that. Oh man, to be the most patient person, you got to be the most impatient person. So I know what it is to be impatient. And you know what I started doing? I started looking at flowers. I started looking at trees and plants. And I started just looking at the, like you look at the National Geographic Channel and those where they show you nature and they speed up the camera of when they plant a seed and it grows and you see everything blooming so beautifully and perfectly. And I was like, well, look at that right there. We can't rush it. You can't rush it. You plant the seed, and if you're sure about the seed that you planted, and you are solid about the foundation in which you planted it in, then all you're doing is chilling and celebrating because you know what's coming out. You know what you did. You know what you put in there. You know what you put in that seed. Then there's no problems. But when you don't know, you panic. When you don't know, I don't know when my baby's going to come out. Like, I don't know what I did. I don't know what this is. Oh, I'm eating this. I don't know what issues my child is going to have because I'm doing this. You can't trust anybody on the outside. You got to trust yourself. And what's on the outside will come to confirm what it is that you discover within. That's how you learn. Everybody has a different way of learning. Like, hey, I share what has worked for me and what is a good example of that for me. And those of you that are connected to this now, I know that you resonate with some of what I said. But if you resonate with nothing else, think about making that connection with you. Think about taking that woosah every single day, not just on Wednesdays, every day. And if you need somebody to woosah with, to help you with that woosah, to help you get in alignment with yourself, to get in harmony with yourself, Master Vibration 13, we got ministers that are ready to help you do that work. Come to mastervibration13.com. And just to keep it clear, we're not able to help anybody that's outside of mastervibration13.com because we are a private organization. And when you are a private organization, if you're helping people that are in the public, they must be members of your private organizations. Here at Master Vibration 13 and Infinity Air Ministries, we know that we are the money, and we recognize you as that as well. We know that nothing is free, but if you want help and you need it, there's always an exchange that can be done. If you would like some help and you want to be connected to an minister that can help you, you can send a text to 818-233-5776. We have ministers that specialize in financial literacy. We have ministers that specialize in physical fitness and physical healing. We have ministers that master in Reiki and womb healing. We have ministers that master in creating devices, orgone technology, orgone-energy-batteries and devices. We have ministers that are yogi practitioners, yoga masters. We have dance healing practitioners. And once again, Master Vibration 13, the sanctuary, the physical sanctuary, is in development. We are looking for where that space is going to be. That's what's happening in 2024 through this tour. We're traveling to see where the first Master Vibration 13 self-healing sanctuary will be. If you would like to participate, support, you can send a donation A donation of any size, $1, $2, a lot of dollars, to $ S is in Sam, E is in energy, G is in gratitude, the number 13, love, LOVE, on Cash App. A receipt will be provided if necessary. If you would like to get connected with an iMinister, 818-233-5776. I personally am in the Southern California area doing private Woosah sessions. If you are interested in a personal private Woosah session with iMinister SCG13 and Company, 818-233-5776, and be specific with your text and what it is that you're wanting. If you're not on mastervibration13.com, I will not be able to have this conversation with you, and I will not be able to assist. So, iMinister Ready from iReady Healing and iReady Ministries was going to be here with us, but she was having some technical difficulties con el teléfono. ¿Qué pasa con tu teléfono, iMinister Ready? Yo no sé.
Y si my teléfono es okay, bueno.
Oh. Qué bueno. Tu teléfono está bueno.
Sí.
So, do you want to share some of what you're in? We have iMinisters everywhere, and you're in the Florida area, and you offer a lot of different kind of healing services as well. One of the things that we do here at Master Vibe too, it's like with the type of healing that we do, every individual is different. So iMinister Ready is she has a plethora of gifts, but it depends on the individual. So I'll yield the floor and let you talk for yourself.
Thank you, Mommy. This is iMinister Ready Fakira Rah Rah. I do have a plethora of things to offer. One of the main things right now that I am focused on is spiritual consultation and therapeutic talk time. We're in a space where a lot of people are seeking someone to talk to confidentially. We're in a space, as you mentioned earlier, where people are seeking either confirmation or answers and solutions to things that they are going through, their situations, their circumstances, their challenges, their simulations, all of these things. I am here to assist one and to prepare one in the spirit of readiness, to be ready to face who you are and where you are trying to go on your journey, or where you are going on your journey, because we're not trying, we're just doing and being if necessary, because there is a difference between being and doing and trying.
iMinister Ready is the host of the Grand Rising of the Matriarch, along with iMinister Oyeyemi, and they're on every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right? Wait, see, I keep getting it wrong.
PM.
I know it's 6 for me.
It's 7 EI time, and it's 6 p.m. your time. It's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay, perfect. So 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and 7 Central. So if you have not checked out the Grand Rising of the Matriarch from the very beginning, you must check it out, especially if you're working on womb healing. And womb healing is very, very intensive. And iMinister Oyeyemi, she is a specialist, a master at the womb healing. So we definitely have other iMinisters that in time, as you continue to come to Woosah Wednesday, you'll be able to get acquainted with more of the different services that are offered here at Master Vibration 13. iMinister Ready, how can they get in contact with you? Did you want to give them the Master Vibe number, or did you want to give them a direct line?
They can go ahead and use a Master Vibe number.
Okay.
And you can use Ready if you are wanting to reach out to me personally. We can use the Master Vibration line. That way we can make sure that they are connected to Master Vibration 13, that they are within our circle or familia, if you will.
Yes, that's it. All right.
Go-
Perfect. And that number is 818-233-5776. That is the Master Vibration 13 line. Are there any other announcements that need to be made, Minister Reddy, before we close it out?
Yes, I would like you to bring mention to Sacral Saturdays with you and I, Minister Symphony.
Gracias. Thank you so much. Yes, last week we were talking about forgiving myself for abusing my vagina. And it was a very powerful session. I usually don't re-listen to the sessions because I get a little... it's a little weird for me, but anyway, I listened to that one, and it was quite intense, and I'm grateful that I was able to deliver that message. We're going to continue because the sacral chakra healing, your natural sexual, what is it? Sex energy, your natural power. I can't remember what I called it, but your sexual nature. I'm sorry, your sexual nature. All of that is going to be, or is about, healing that space and healing sexual trauma. And the world has been sexually abused. So we're definitely waiting for you on Saturdays, every Saturday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time here at mastervibration13.com. Thank you, I'm Minister Reddy, for that reminder. I've been practicing the Woosah song with the beat, but I've been having a hard time, I'm Minister Reddy. Because it's like when I start to do my beat. Woosah, 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 woosah. But see, my drumming get all off. I need somebody with like...
Yeah. We need the Trevelyan to get on these drums for us.
That's what we need.
Mr. Trevelyan, drum her.
I'm Minister Trevelyan. I drum her. Yes, we need a beat. Woosah, 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 woosah. So I'm going to leave y'all with that little woosah right there. That's what we're going to do. Leave you with a little woosah. I want to give thanks to everyone that has been in support of this mission and what we're doing. It's a wonderful time. Do not let your eyes fool you. It is a fantastic time to be alive. Thank you, I'm Minister Reddy, for being here with me tonight. Thank you all that are listening outside and that are listening later. Hasta la próxima. Adios. Woosah. Woosah.
Peace, love, and wholeness.